Hello and welcome to my current events presentation. As you can see from the corner there, my name is James Malcolm, and I appreciate you watching my video to hear what I have to say about current events within the industry. I chose two articles today that focus on recycling food after it's done at the event. So my two different articles focused on a company that's based around taking it from events, different events, and moving it forward. And then I got a second article that focuses on events, an event that is focused on teaching about this through its restaurant practices. So my first article here is from Forbes. I've got it on my second screen over here. It's the title is Twice New. The company shifts Los Angeles event and restaurant waste to people in need. So the company itself is called Twice New, and it's two ladies that started in the movie industry, and they saw how much food was being wasted at events, and they decided to stand up and create a program, a company that recycles food. So what they do is take trucks. So your event can hire these people. They will come out to your event with a certified truck, a cooler truck, and they will pick up both your food waste, like your recyclables, as well as unused food that they will go ahead and donate to shelters like the West Hollywood Food Coalition, which I think is really cool. And then they also state in their website, which you can see through the article, that 30 shelters in LA have to turn away thousands of guests, of homeless people, due to lack of resources. So the company is taking those resources and giving them back, because we have the money in the events industry to overfeed everyone. They want to take that overfeeding and give it back to the community. Yeah, and that's really what the article's about. It goes through their nonprofit, how they started, and all of the restaurants like that. These guys are really really creating a new initiative in the Southern California area. Another one also towards the west from Park City, Utah, is an event. It's about an event. It's called Savor the Summit, and it aims to reduce waste at its annual event. So basically, it's all of these Utah restaurants come out, and they, just like our South Beach Food and Wine Festival, they come out and they serve people and they share food around and things along those lines. So this event, one of the meeting planners is focused on having all of those restaurants recycle their food just like Twice New does. So she can see all of the restaurants there are given different colored bags to properly recycle their food. So one of the bags is for recyclables, compostable materials, one for the landfill, so that they can separate them all out and get them back into the community or recycled properly. And she states in the article, she got a couple quotes from the interview, that 40% of most landfills are made up of food waste. And 40% of a landfill is a lot of chunk. Obviously, food waste is more biodegradable than other things, but it's still a waste that we don't want to have to deal with. And then she also states towards the end that it's about showing how easy it can be to recycle this extra food. And once they adapt, the restaurants that is, it is easy to, it's an easy process. And I believe the same thing. I think that if we step up and go through the right processes to recycle our food and donate our food, I think it's truly possible. And that's why I chose these articles, because growing up I was always taught never to waste any food, and it means something to me. It hurts throwing food away myself. I know someone else could be eating it, and I know I could have eaten it so that I could be more full later. But it really hurts when I'm working on an event and I see that food get thrown away. Like back when I was doing my own events, I knew I took it all home as leftovers. So we did Subway pizza. That was coming home with me. I was going to put it in the fridge and eat it the rest of the week. There's a lot of Subway at one time. But now working in the industry at the Hyatt, I had worked in banquets one weekend, and they literally had a plated breakfast, and it had eggs, sausage, your typical plated breakfast. And the leftovers, we rolled them to the back, and the banquet manager just told me to take and slide them off in the trash. And I took probably 50 plates and just slid them into the trash. And that food could have gone to local downtown Miami homeless shelters. So it really kind of, that hurt just sliding all of that food off. So I wanted to reach out and find some articles like these two that were doing something against it. In a few other classes, we had talked about some hotels in Vegas that are doing the same thing. Because hotels, convention centers, they go through a lot of this food that could be donated in other ways. As long as you take the steps, as long as you keep the food cold at a serving temperature and you get it brought to the right people. And if you can't do that, you can still get it recycled in proper ways. And then as far as the book goes, you can see in both the food and beverage chapter and the future meetings chapter. So on page 177, 233, and 240, they talk about this food recycling and ways that you can do. Honestly, I think the book lacks on how expansive it could be on processes. The food and beverage has, on page 177, there's like one line about green methods and recycling your food. And it goes in more depth on page 233 and 240 about donating and recycling foods as a current trend in the market, because that's what that last chapter is about. It's about green meetings, which it's really nice as far as going into the thing, but it's still it's a case study towards the end of the book, and it's still not like out there. I think it should be more in the food and beverage section about what you can do with your events and leftover foods. But that's just my personal scale. It still does. That's where it connects back there. And yeah, feel free to check out these two articles. I'd love to hear your perspective on what you've done in the past for food donation, or what can be done as far as that goes. But it's a big thing. It's really impacting the industry, because every event, those people have to eat. Whether that be a concession stand, whether it be plated meals like I was talking about earlier, there's always food going on. And I know that they serve us leftovers at the hotel, and then when those leftovers are gone, like where do they go? Honestly, I talked to my general manager about it, and they said that they do have programs set up, but it's not consistent. I don't see the trucks. I don't see the donations. They don't talk about it as much. And like I said, I was just shoveling food into trash bins, and I didn't like that. I felt like they could be doing something more to give back to the local community. And I think every event has the kind of power to do that these days. And I think the South Beach Food and Wine Festival also has the power to really make a stand when it comes to this. We got so much food coming in and out from different vendors. We could be donating those leftovers. And I'm sure that they're already taking processes that I personally don't know about to get those recycled. But honestly, I'd love to be on the receiving end of that and be helping out with that kind of thing at this year's South Beach Food and Wine Festival. So if you have any questions about the two articles, you want to talk about it, please feel free to post in those comments down below, because it's something that I really care about. It's something I really love. And yeah, feel free. Both links are down there. They're really good articles. I couldn't find any company in Miami that does the same thing as Twice New. So if you know any companies, please let me know. I'd love to get in contact with them. That's all for now. Thank you for watching my video on current event articles here. And you can say goodbye to my studio apartment. Have a good day.